In an ever-changing world of Football Manager, being up to date on the best bargains is critical to developing a successful squad, especially on a limited budget. The most recent database update has brought a fresh crop of free agents to the forefront, providing vital opportunities to strengthen your team without breaking the bank. So let's take a look at some of the best free agents on the market, in my opinion, that are ready to make an effect on your FM career. Starting in goal for the free agent team is the Spanish shot stopper David De Gea. He is a top tier option for any team looking for consistency between the sticks. De Gea's incredible reflexes and handling talent make him a formidable goalkeeper. But as we know from real life, teams that play out from the back may have to compensate for his weak passing ability.
After a sizzling strike in the sunshine from Cristiano Ronaldo.
But if you are a lower league team, or if you're looking for a younger youth player to develop, consider Nathaniel Nwosu, a young Nigerian goalkeeper with less than average stats, but he makes up for it since he has a dynamic potential. Another viable option would be Sergio Asenjo. If you are managing a team hoping to avoid relegation from the top tier or secure promotion from a second tier, or if you're after a solid backup or temp starter goalkeeper, Asenjo is the one for you. The Spaniard is reaching the back end of his career, with his acceleration, natural fitness and pace are a slight concern, but the rest of his stats are strong and he would likely demand low wages. Moving to our defensive players, we have a left back or wing back with Ryan Bertrand. Ryan Bertrand is a bit of a footballing journeyman, playing for clubs like Gillingham, Chelsea and Southampton in the top flight. He brings experience and defensive stability, which makes him an excellent addition to clubs in need of steady presence on the flank. His well-rounded defensive stats indicate that he can contribute immediately, particularly in mid-table teams looking to strengthen their back line. And again, if you're looking for any younger options, you can consider Souleyman Doumbia, the 26-year-old Ivorian Ghazi. Considering Doumbia was at PSG in 2023, he possibly is a good player. He would be best at teams that are pushing for promotion from the second tier or the third tier. For the next player is another familiar name, a veteran of Premier League football, Shkodran Mustafi. Despite his recent struggles to get in consistently in any team, Mustafi brings experience at the highest levels of football and cannot be overlooked. With a World Cup under his belt, he could provide invaluable leadership and defensive solidity in a team willing to give him a chance. And for the option of a young player, look at Emmanuel Matuta. Matuta seems to actually be a decent option at any level really, and he also has really well balanced physical and mental stats, while also being very versatile, with the ability to play DM and midfield center if needs be. But before moving on, I'd like to put a little mention out to Eduardo Bauermann. For a centre back, he may not be stat packed, but he offers a blend of physicality and defensive acumen, making him a young, reliable centre defensive option. And rounding off our defensive line, it isn't actually an old man on the back end of his career. In right back, his name is Guerrero. Guerrero, who was once considered as a potential talent at Real Betis, now provides teams with the opportunity to develop a player with a significant upside. His versatility and potential make him an appealing project for a manager, willing to devote time to his development. Now up to midfield. Starting in the center, we have another journeyman in Campana. Campana's technical abilities and mobility in midfield positions make him a standout in Football Manager. His ability to dictate play from deep or push forward and create makes him a flexible option for various tactical setups. If you're willing to save a player and restore them to their former glory, we have Jesse Lingard. Lingard offers great value, and it is puzzling that the only club that would take him is a South Korean team in real life. You will only need between £20,000 and £40,000 to sign him as a starter. He has ability to play meaningful minutes at the highest level, although his stats do not jump off the page, but there is no standout weakness. He could also be potentially sold for a few million later down the line in your career. Once again, a special mention goes out to Xeka and the one and only Marouane Fellaini. Believe it or not, although retiring in real life, he still can be an option in FM. Both these players can provide leadership and great physicality in midfield, especially the big man Fellaini. As for Xeka, he can provide you with technical ability and make the difference in your midfield, especially at lower levels. If you're looking for a more attacking option, you might have heard of him from his hopeful spells at Wolves and Leeds, is Hélder Costa. With a knack for beating defenders and creating chances, Costa is a threat on either wing. His direct style of play can add a new dimension to your attack, making him a valuable asset for teams competing at all levels. And once again, a special mention to Javier Pastore, who for some reason, at even the age of 34, does not only provide with some very good stats, but I've also seen him improve in others. And for our forward options, there aren't a lot of crazy names that stand out, so I've just handpicked a few of the better options in my opinion. Starting off with a young player, Erik Lopez. Lopez represents a quintessential real diamond in a rough situation. A young forward with the potential to grow into a daily goal scorer, managers with a knack for player development could find him to be a future star or a very good cash meal. Remaining in South America, for our next player, we have Brian Fernandez. Fernandez is a striker renowned for not breaking a sweat while still being able to score a lot of goals. The Argentinian's finishing ability, first touch and dribbling make him a nice signing, but his stamina and work rate explains why he can only be of value if you are managing a club in League 1 or League 2 and can afford his 5 to 10k per week salary. And closing off our last two players here. Although being free agents, they might ask for bigger wages, but maybe you can get lucky in negotiations. And they are Vela and Anwar El Ghazi. Vela has a reputation of goal scoring in the MLS, but his stats are actually quite good. If you're in a championship battle pushing for promotion, he'd be a great player for you. And I think he can even do the job in any top tier mid to lower league teams. And for El Ghazi, who's played in the Prem before, he's a great player for squad depth or playing cup games. He's also not that old. Only being 28, he can still be in your team for a couple of seasons. So looking at all these players, that rounds off our free agent bargains you can get in FM24 right now.